Hey boys and girls, happy Wednesday. Today we're going to be talking about word problems with time, and we're going to be talking about what AM and PM means. So yesterday we learned how to tell time to the hour. We learned how to read time on our analog clock and how to write that time digitally. We also learned how to show time on a clock by drawing where the hands would go. Okay, so let's do a quick review. Let's say our friend Timmy has to be at soccer practice at 5 o'clock. We can show that on our analog clock by moving our hands until our hour hand, the smaller hand, points to 5. We know this shows 5 o'clock because our minute hand, the longer hand, is pointed straight up to the 12, and our hour hand is on the 5. If we want to write 5 o'clock digitally, this is how we would write it. We would write 5 and 2 zeros. So let's say the practice lasts 1 hour, and we want to know when Timmy is going to leave soccer practice. So if it's 5 o'clock when it starts and 1 hour passes, what time will it be when Timmy gets to leave? We can move our minute hand all the way around the clock until it points back up to 12 again. That shows us that 1 hour has passed and it is now 6 o'clock. Okay, so let's say that Timmy gets home and he has dinner at 7 o'clock. And his mom tells him that he needs to go to bed in 2 hours. So what time will Timmy go to bed? So let's add 2 hours to 7 o'clock. So Timmy will go to bed at 9 o'clock. Good job. Okay, let's do one more word problem. Let's say it's 1 o'clock and Timmy has to feed his pet turtle at 4 o'clock. How many hours until Timmy has to feed his pet turtle? One way we can figure this out is by looking at our analog clock and counting how many hours will pass from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So let's start at hour 1 and let's count. 1, 2, 3. So Timmy needs to wait 3 hours until he'll feed his turtle. So if Timmy is feeding his turtle at 4 o'clock, how do we know if Timmy is feeding his turtle at nighttime or in the morning time? One way for us to know is by using AM and PM. So there are 24 hours in a full day. But notice something on the clock. There are only 12 hours. This is because our day is split into 2 sections, one for AM and one for PM. So if we're doing something in the AM, that means we'll be doing it in the morning. If we're doing something in the PM, we are doing it in the afternoon or the evening. If it is exactly 12 o'clock and the sun is out, this is noon. It is no longer morning when it is noon, so we would use PM. Anything after 12 is PM because it is afternoon. So let's think about some things that we would do during our day, and I want you guys to tell me if this would be in the AM or the PM. So how about a sunrise? Would this happen in the AM or PM? The sun would rise in the morning, so it would be AM. How about brushing our teeth before we eat breakfast? This would be the AM. How about having breakfast? This would be AM. What about putting on our pajamas before bed? PM. What about looking at the stars outside? This would happen at nighttime, so it would be PM. How about playing after school? Well, it's not the morning, so it would be PM. So for today's activity, you're going to open up your exit ticket, and I want to know what you guys do during your day. So you're going to look at each slide, and you're going to see analog clocks that show a time. When you see that time, you are going to type in the digital time that is shown on the clock. And then you're going to write what you usually do at that hour. So for example, the analog clock may say 1 o'clock PM. So you're going to write that digitally, and then you're going to tell me what you're up to at 1 o'clock. Maybe you are outside playing or you are eating lunch. So let me know, finish your slides, and then turn it in on Google Classroom.